So I would like to send a few birthday shout outs to some March birthdays that we have. And so to Ashley, Adrian, Patrice, and Donald, happy birthday as your birthday comes up. And obviously today, the day that I'm doing this, is Ashley's birthday, so happy birthday, Ashley. And let me welcome you to Dr. Kinley's TAPP Updates for the month of March. A few kudos go out, and here are the kudos for this month. Let me send a big congratulatory kudos to Mr. Fan, who has completed the TAPP program at his mid-semester CST meeting. We finalized everything that he needed in order to complete the program and upgrade his teaching certificate, and so he is now all done with TAPP. Let me also send a big kudos to Miss Alberto, who has traversed through and completed and successfully passed EdTPA, well above and beyond the needed required score in the area of world languages. Let me send another kudos to Miss Clark, who was preparing this past week to get her dancers ready for a performance this past Wednesday, actually at her school for, I believe, Black History. And so here's a little bit of what I was able to observe. So a big kudos to Miss Clark, who was getting her dancers ready for that performance. Let me send another kudos to Miss Thomas. I did an observation this past Thursday, I believe, and in this observation she really was able to engage her students, utilize technology, and as you can see from the picture, had her students' full attention as she instructed. Now, I know paperwork is a big thing for all of you, but there's some people that have been consistent. All of their paperwork has been immaculate, and so thank you for that, because I don't have to continuously send reminder emails. So kudos to Miss Jones, Miss Morgan, and Mr. Smith for always having your paperwork on time and filled out appropriately. And the last kudos is a kind of bittersweet, but many of you know Marlika West was with us during the absence of Dr. Galbraith. Dr. Galbraith has returned, and so we are saying goodbye to Miss West, as Dr. Galbraith will continue working with her as her primary TDS. So thanks for all you've done, Miss West. So with TAPP, there are 4 pillars that you must successfully meet in order to complete the program, and that deals with your coursework, attaining the necessary practicum hours, EdTPA, and then obviously the observations and reaching proficiency in those observations. So first, let's talk about coursework very quickly. Regarding your coursework, make sure that you update your IIP to keep track of all your courses. Currently, I believe everyone should be either in Intel, the Mild Disabilities course, or differentiated instruction, and depending on where you are, if you're DES, obviously you should be in Intel and Mild Disabilities. If you are started in January, you should be in Intel and DI if you're not DES. So it's depending on where you are, but you should be in one of these courses. Now, upcoming and for the rest of the semester, obviously we have the CRIS course, which will start very soon, the HB 671 Special Ed course, and Human Growth and Development. So make sure that you're registered for those courses if you haven't already. And finally, your dispositions. As you're in these classes, it does not matter who the instructor is. It does not matter how much work you get for any individual instructor. Please keep a positive attitude. Try to have some takeaways that you can implement in your classroom That's what the purpose of all of these courses are for. So continue to keep a positive attitude. Make sure that you exhibit the same type of respect and rapport that you would like to see among your students. And finally, just remember that we do not fail TAPP classes. Do whatever you have to do in order to pass that class. Practicum hours. Again, keep track of your practicum hours on your IIP. In order to complete the program, you do have to attain 50 hours. So if you are at 32, then you know that you need 18 hours to complete the program. So that's why I'm pushing all of you to make sure that you complete your 50 hours as soon as possible. Remember, of those 15 are in-house. I'm asking that you get 3 more in-house hours by April the 20th. So I want you to get 3 more in-house hours by April the 20th. Now that does not mean you cannot get more. Again, remember, I had a candidate that did all 50 by March. So it just depends on what your work ethic is like, but I would suggest that you attain those hours as soon as possible. Our last off-site practicum visit will be March the 8th. There had to be a slight change, so for those DES candidates, you'll be going to Point South Middle School for your practicum visit. And finally, for your documents, please, as you are scanning your documents and submitting them to our Google Classroom, make sure that you scan them individually, that they're clear and can be easily printed and readable. And as you see, that's my dog barking. Excuse me for that. But please make sure that your documents are visible so that I can print them out. Otherwise, I'll have to ask for a hard copy. EdTPA. So the next session for EdTPA, this is for those people that are taking EdTPA, is March the 15th. You should be working on task 2. If you need any assistance with your video, please let me know. And then again, the best advice is to always form a work group. Now, as you're forming this work group, please don't form a work group with negative people. It's important that you be around positive people that are serious about this work, because that'll push you into a positive mind frame. And I believe everyone has paid for EdTPA. As far as your observations, remember your dancer's domains. You need to be proficient in each area. So the next focus will be on instruction. So make sure in your observations that you focus on instruction. And finally, a couple of announcements. And so our next candidate meeting will be Monday, March the 26th. Remember to continuously work on EdTPA. And if you have any absences, make sure you communicate those with me. And that's all that I have for today. Hopefully you have a great week, and I will see you very soon. Thank you for all that you do. Bye-bye.